we get to find out who Melizsa is. She is someone that is going to be joining season 2 of On My Block, and she's also a speedrunner. But we get to find out more from the person itself, and without further ado, here is Melizsa.
Hello. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here. How are you? That's the more important
Good.
question.
I'm doing good. I've literally just been trying to get my beard to not separate in the middle because it's got this thing where it just goes wah like that. And it's just
It looks very fancy.
annoying. God. But awesome. Well, the same question I ask everyone who comes on here. Who is Melizsa?
Oh, well, I'm an 18-year-old girl from the Netherlands, which is I'd say pretty different from most streamers because most people are from the US or the UK or Australia, and I get a lot of questions like, "Where are you from?" during streams because of my accent. But other than that, I'm a Minecraft streamer and mostly speedrunning nowadays. I think I'm known for speedrunning now, even though that wasn't my plan. But it kind of just happened. We roll with it.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's the most important stuff.
Okay. And why did you start making content?
I'd say it's quite an interesting story. I've always found it like fun and interesting, but I never really thought I'd be the kind of person to be a streamer, you know? Because I don't know, I'm not very. At least I didn't used to be very confident in myself. So I always kind of told myself like, I don't really have the charisma for it. I'm just not the right person for it. And then.
Well, you say that, but look at you now.
I know that's the weird thing. I never actually thought I'd get to this place. But I started watching Twitch in like April of this year because of all the Minecraft YouTubers moving to Twitch. And at some point, I found like a bunch of smaller streamers that I started really enjoying. And one of them, who had like, I think 4K or something, it was organizing this improv tournament. And I was chosen to participate in it. I think it was just random choice, not because I was good or anything. But I somehow ended up winning it. And that completely shifted my mindset because it's like, I went from, there's no way I'm good enough to maybe I could make something of it. And not a week later, I started streaming.
All right. Okay. What was this improv tournament that you said?
It's just like a little show, and basically the way they formatted it was there were 10 people, and every time, like for every new person, they gave you a prompt. And it was him and 2 of his friends, and then you're the 4th person. So, for example, it's like one of the prompts I got was those 3 guys, they're like kids at a sleepover, and I'm their mom, and I'm supposed to make them go to sleep. And then from that, you have like funny scenarios, and then it's like every time half of the people get eliminated until you're in the final.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, and you won that one.
Yeah, I don't know how. Don't ask me, but I did.
Okay. Well. That's definitely the most different answer that I've had to that question, really, because most people are just like, meh, I'll give it a go. And yeah, okay, all right.
I mean, that definitely played into it.
Okay, all right, okay, and there's always a difference between the first time you press that go live button to the second time you press that go live button, because obviously there must have been something there that you thought, you know what, I like this, yeah, I'll do it some more, yeah. So what made you press that go live button the second time? I
guess I have 2 separate stories for that. So my first time I ever went live was actually because I have like this big Instagram account that I run. It's like a fan account, so it's not really about me, but it's a pretty big Instagram account, and I did a giveaway about like on it. So my very first stream was just me revealing giveaway winners, and that was like my very first streaming experience. It was really nice because like, it was the first time I put myself out there, people hearing my voice, that's my biggest insecurity, like my voice, because I got bullied because it was like really high pitch and stuff. But people were saying like, oh yeah, your voice is nice, and that definitely gave me like a confidence boost. Like, okay, you know, I like this, I like this. And then my second official stream was completely different because it went from 50 viewers just here for the giveaway to 2 to 3 viewers here because they like what I'm putting out. And I think I had like 2 people, like one of them is like a moderator for me now, found me that day, and they were like super nice and interacting in chat, and that like gave me, I guess, a better view of what it's like to be a streamer, because I went from being like a streamer is someone that puts out content. I changed my view to a streamer is someone that puts out content but mostly interacts and has fun with chat. And I think that's one of my big, I guess, quote unquote selling point, is the fact that I see everyone that's in chat and I like to treat them as friends rather than a viewer or a fan. And I interact with them, even in my Discord. We do a lot of karaoke nights and stuff like that. So we do a lot of events.
Okay, alright. And this is kind of going to go on with what you said a second ago, but have you watched your own content? Have you rewatched your own video?
But like, watching your own content hurts.
I know, because obviously the first time that I heard myself, I was like, who is that person on the screen? Because that's not me. It doesn't sound like me. It's weird. But how did you feel watching your own content?
Agree. Sometimes I like watch bits of it. I've never watched a full stream of myself because I can't get myself to. It hurts. But sometimes like clips and stuff like that. Like I at some point I did for Halloween. I did a horror stream where I played a VR horror game, which was, by the way, terrifying. Like you had to move around in a place, and basically the scenario was like I was holding this like big statue because I was doing this bit where I was like, I'm gonna protect myself, and then like you see a shadow walking in front of you, and there's like scary music. And all of a sudden, I scream, I drop this thing, and I go to my friend, Tim, I hate you so much. Because he made me do it. And I was like, that's a funny clip. So I had to look back at it. And oh yeah, and my other one is a big raid that I got, which I wanted to put on YouTube because it was like my first big raid. So that's another one that I watched back. But most of my streams I don't really watch back.
Okay. And this is something that a lot of people have told me to do, and I'm telling a lot of people to do it. But to get yourself an idea of how your content works with other people, with your viewers, you have to be able to understand what they like how they see your own content, because when it's very different watching your content on the OBS window that you have, or seeing it as a viewer. It's very different, very, very different, because you obviously don't get to hear yourself, you don't get to hear the game, you don't get to feel the same way that a viewer does. But there must have been something that you've changed in your streaming or your content creation that has been a direct result of you watching your own VOD. Can you give me a couple of those? Because for me personally, it was the way that I sound, and the way that my voice is mixed, because beforehand I sounded very like echoey and like very high pitched compared to how I am now. But that's one change that I've noticed, because I was able to watch my VOD backwards as a viewer rather than as a streamer on my OBS window.
It does sound like a good idea. I still don't know if I'd be able to fully watch something back, but I definitely sometimes like watch a couple seconds of it just to hear what I sound like. But I mostly go off of what other people tell me rather than me watching my own content. I just can't. It's too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too weird. I always feel like I sound and look and act different than I actually do. So then seeing it is weird.
I can relate to that as well, because the first time I watched my video back, I was like, oh, that's not like me. Why is that not like me? And like, obviously I had to be like, hold on a second, right? I need to be me on screen. Stop acting this way and stop doing that, because there's no point trying to put out someone that you're not, because that's the reason why people go there. They go there for you, not for the content, not for the game that you're playing or the video that you're watching or whatever. And yeah, but I got a little bit of sidetrack there, but okay, so are you working now, or are you still in education?
Neither, actually. It's my plan. I just graduated high school last year, so I'm 18 years old, and my plan was, okay, you know what, I'll find like a part or full-time job, and I'll get some money for next year. Streaming wasn't even in the picture when I decided all of this, and then COVID hit, and I couldn't find a job to save my life. So now I'm just full-time streaming, and it's been fun. It's definitely been
streaming now.
Yeah, it's all I do all day is work on my streams, work on my YouTube content.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't planned though. It's not because I was successful or anything.
But okay, what was you hoping to get into, or what profession was you hoping to get into before streaming started?
Well, the reason I didn't go to university is because I don't quite know. But I think the kind of job I was looking for was just something like administrative or something in finance, because that's the thing I was, I guess, most interested in.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I find it really interesting seeing a contrast of what people's online presence is on YouTube and Twitch in comparison to what they do in real life. Like, I find it amazing. Like, I've had people on here that have been chefs, that have been...
Oh yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah, like...
That was so interesting.
It throws me off, like... And I love just the fact that people, regardless of what you do, whether you're a chef, whether you're still in school, or whether you run your own company or whatever, you can always escape, or you can take a break by starting the stream, playing some games, interacting with chat. And I love that contrast of seeing what people can do in real life and on stream. So yeah, okay.
I fully agree. Yeah, no, I've seen so many. I've met so many different people that stream now. It's actually insane how many different types of people all like come together on this platform, which sounds really cheesy, but it's true.
It is very true though, isn't it? Because like at the end of the day, games are just bringing so many people together, and I've met people this year that I never thought I'd be able to meet, and I've made some massive connections of people that I can no longer refer to them as streamer friends. No. I've
they're
now
just friends
gotten to the point they've fully upgraded to friends because of just the connection that I was able to make with them through this. Yeah. And
no, I fully agree. It's kind of weird. At some point I started playing a lot of Among Us, and nowadays I have like this build-up lobby of a bunch of people, and they feel as my friends, and it's so much fun because it's like we connected in stabbing each other.
Right, literally. It's brilliant. It is brilliant.
Yeah, I love the game.
What made you choose the platform that you're on? So why did you not go to YouTube streaming or Facebook streaming?
Oh, Facebook! Oh my god. No, for me it was always kind of like either YouTube or Twitch, but I think I eventually went with Twitch just because, well, first of all, it has a lot more possibilities. So there's like channel points, and there's subscriptions, and like emotes, and all that sort of stuff. Either it is on YouTube and I don't know about it, or it isn't there. And if it's on YouTube and I don't know about it, then there's a good chance a lot of other people also don't know about it.
Okay, that's something I don't know either, so maybe, I don't know. That's the thing, even with me, I don't even know. This was the only platform that was suggested to me. I didn't even know YouTube did streaming, never mind Facebook. But
I sort of knew it.
Okay. And
I knew that with like there's the upload button and then below it's the live button. I'm like, that's not for me. I don't know. I just decided it wasn't for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. That actually leads on to my next question, which is, you said that you've got your own YouTube channel and you do some stuff on there as well.
Not a lot. I'm currently more like building it up because I've done a lot of research into like how Twitch works and kind of how you grow big on Twitch. And one of the big things that they say is just spread your assets, I guess they call it. It's like grow on different platforms and from there bring people together on Twitch is the best way to grow on Twitch. Which is kind of weird because like my biggest growth so far has been on Twitch. But I do think it's true that it's the community I'm in definitely like they all follow each other. So in speedrunning, all the speedrunners raid each other and they all follow each other. It's kind of intertwined. But if I want to grow big into a bigger audience, I really do need to spread my content. And currently I only have one video on my YouTube, but I'm definitely like working on more content.
Okay. And what would you say is your style on Twitch and /or on YouTube? Because obviously sometimes there is a bit of a difference because Twitch is live, whereas YouTube is pre-recorded. So what would you say your style is?
Oh yeah, no, they're extremely different. On Twitch, I mainly focus on chat, so like interacting with people. I just right now saw a question in chat, like interacting with the viewers. That's my biggest thing. That's what I love doing. Is like talking to people, asking how their day is. So like when chat is dead, I kind of feel sad because then I don't have anyone to talk to, and it feels like half of my stream being is dying. Whereas with YouTube, it's more like the content I put out there, I try to make it like entertaining and funny, but it's more based on my personality or the personalities of the people in the videos rather than the interaction with chat, which does make it very different.
And if you had to describe yourself as to what type of streamer that you are, that let's just say, for example, imagine you're trying to be one of the people that knows you, or one of your friends, right? One of your streamer friends. And you're trying to describe yourself to someone else. How would you do that? Just be like, oh, hey, look, so this is Mel. She does a bit of speed running, etc., etc. How would you describe your channel to someone that doesn't know your channel, but not as yourself?
Okay, so I'm like speaking in third person, kind of.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Okay, so this is Mel. She's nice. That's a word I like to keep in like the core of my being. Like whether or not I grow too big to be able to read my chat or not, I always want to be seen as like this nice person who really cares. So like she's nice and she really cares about people, and yeah, she just tries to keep her stream as like a fun place to relax and calm down from whatever day you've been. And then there's obviously that like little bit of competitiveness that I have in speedrunning, and also just other stuff that I like doing, where it's like you do want to stay for the end because you want to know what happens.
Okay, all right, okay. And when did you start streaming / content creation? Because sometimes there's a difference. Because I've had people on here that have started off on YouTube and have since moved to Twitch. So when did you start your content creation timeline wise for different platforms?
I think I've always thought of starting a YouTube channel and then never did. So I put out this video called like top 5 tips for hide and seek, because I used to be like this big Minecraft hide and seek player. Used to play on hide and seek servers. And I put out this video, top 5 tips for hide and seek players, back in April, because what I saw and what I recognized was quarantine is here. Everyone now has time to watch content. This is the best time to start creating content. So what I did is I made that video. And then I had my final exams, which were in April, May time. And then I completely forgot about even making content, because I was so extremely burned out, and I just didn't want to do anything at that point. I just wanted to relax. And that's what I did for a long time. And then I didn't do anything until July 2020, where I started my Instagram account, which is very low effort content, so it's not that big a deal at all. But it did grow me. I think it grew to about it was 1,000 followers because I did a 1K follower giveaway, which was in September, and then in September was my first stream, and September 25th I got affiliate, and that's what I really see as like my starting point, because before affiliate I didn't really know what I was doing. Okay, I kind of just improvised.
No, improvisation is basically the left hand of every streamer, because the amount of times that I've pressed the go live button and something's gone wrong and I've had to roll with it to make it okay. Oh boy. Yeah, but it wasn't really making my content okay. It was more like, what content am I doing? I don't really know. I'm just here. I'm just talking. And that's still like a piece within my streams and within me, just like doing whatever and talking to chat. Okay. And what hardware did you start off with in comparison to what you have now?
In terms of like PC and stuff?
Yeah. So obviously, like, did you start off with the mic that you have, or the PC that you have, all the components? Are they the same?
They're actually pretty much the same. My PC is like, if you think of how to run a stream properly, it's at the very low end. So it's like at the what do you call it? It's like the line. If you go any lower, you can't stream on it anymore. It's like it's doable, but it's not that great. Oh, actually, I almost forgot my camera. This one is definitely new. I bought it in October to be able to do like facecam streams in October for Halloween, and it was definitely worth it. I love this. I love this little baby. It's a Sony A5100. So it's like one of the old models, but it still works really well. And the quality is so much better than my webcam.
I was looking at getting one of those myself, actually. But yeah, no, 100%, they are great. And
but dude, your camera already looks really good.
It's a C920, just a Logitech webcam.
You're joking. I had the same one, but it was like way worse.
It's literally all to do with lighting. Literally all to do with lighting. Like, even now, one of the most, like, the biggest changes that I've made, well, it's a small change, but it had a massive result, is these cameras. Like, I'll show you what I started off with. I like to keep it here, mainly because I've been too lazy to put it away. But when I started streaming, everything was pretty much like DIY everything. So this is a square pipe. It's kind of long, right? It's a square pipe that I've cut in half, and then I've stuck LED strips backwards and forwards. There's like 8 meters worth of LED strips in here, right? And then I use toilet paper as a diffuser for the light, and then that was just sitting there above the camera, aimed at my face.
Wow.
And
dude, I'm just lazy in comparison to you. This camera works really well in low light, so usually I don't stream with this much light. Wait, hold up. I'll show you how I usually stream. Give me like
go.
Sorry.
Oh shit, turn the camera off.
I'm back. I should be back. There we go.
Okay.
This is how I usually stream. It's like dark, and the only lighting is coming from my PC, and it works because my camera is decent.
That really does work, actually. Yeah, that really does work well in low
light.
Hold up,
I actually like this. I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah, no, that looks good. Yeah.
It looks really fancy because people like, like fancy lights in the background. So I just bought it's a floodlight and then an LED strip on my desk, and it works actually really well.
Yeah, no, I like the contrast. I mean, I've just got this old thing in the background that, I can change the color of, but that's all I've got.
I like
in
yours
case of
too.
lighting.
This is like the cheapest thing I ever bought, I think, for streaming, because it's literally together they're like 10 euros.
If they work, they work. Like
exactly. I'm really happy with them.
They do actually work really well, and I quite like the spotlight that you've got there. Is that just a red spotlight?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, it's on orange right now, but it shows up as more like pinkish.
I like that. It kind of looks. Yeah. No, I think I might have to look into that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth it. I like it a lot. It just gives a vibe, you know.
Yeah. But okay, right. So you what was your previous camera? You said you've
previous
upgraded.
one was the same webcam as you have, except it really doesn't work in low light at all.
Right, yeah, no, I know that. I mean, if I turn my lighting down even a little bit, I mean, don't get me wrong, the lights that I've got now are kind of powerful. They're only on 20%. So if I go to 10, it drops a lot more, but this is the lighting only from my screens.
Wait. Can you go to 100?
Okay.
I want to see how bright that is.
I'm gonna blind myself. There we go. That is 100% lighting.
You like flew into the sun today.
Quite literally, yeah. But okay. What is...
Hey guys, thank you for coming here.
What is a massive change that you've made to your streaming or to your content creation that has made little to no effect in comparison to what is a small change that you've made that has had a massive impact to your streaming?
Well, definitely like my worst mistake thing that I bought was like this light panel that was supposed to help me with lighting. But the thing is, it was super expensive, and then I had to buy an expensive battery for it, and then apparently I needed to buy an expensive charger for it too. And at that point, I just didn't have the money anymore because I didn't know that I had to buy so many things for it. So I kind of ran out of money halfway through, and now it's laying there unused in my cupboard, and it's really sad.
What kind of panel is it?
It's like, I don't know how to describe it.
Is it just an LED panel?
Yeah, it's like LED. I think it was actually more meant for photography. But at the time, this was when I just started streaming, so I had no clue what I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
yeah, what's some of the small changes that have had massive impacts?
Definitely the lighting behind me. that's one that I really like. And also I guess just like, first of all, finding good stream music, and then learning how to do audio. I'm still not as good as you. You showed me like your full sound panel, which I don't even understand. It's insane. But I know how to balance my audience way better now. My audio way better now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's only one software that I use. I use like two just for my sound. Oh, there's so many things that go on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But
dude, your quality sounds so good.
Oh god, thank you, Renegade.
Let's go, Beth. We stand.
But okay, this next question, it definitely has this question has got rules. Okay, so I don't want to know the name of the negative person. I want to know the qualities that you wanted to avoid. What I do want to know is the names of the positives. Right. So the question is, who have you worked with that you thought to yourself, wow, like, I want to be more like them. Like, they've got that quality that I want. Like, there's something about them, I want to be more like them. And who have you worked with that you just thought to yourself, like, wow, they are complete and total, yeah, the opposite end of that.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever fully like worked with someone that I thought had a really bad quality. I've seen people run, but I usually kind of avoid them. Okay, I have like a really strict policy on like what I spend my time on and who I spend my time on specifically. It's like, even if someone in chat shows up and they start being mean, I know a lot of streamers, they just mute them. I'm like an insta ban kind of person, because like they don't come here for my stream, so why should I want them in my stream?
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I'm really strict on that, and the same kind of goes for collabs and interactions and such. If someone's mean to me, or if someone is just displaying stuff that I don't appreciate, either I let them know or I don't even interact, depending on the situation. So I don't think I really have that. But focusing on the positives, the person who did the improv show and has like 2 friends, they all stream, and they are really big inspirations for me. They're like the reason I really, first of all, started streaming, and second of all, knew how to stream. So the kind of the vibes they have is also interactive with chat and positivity, and they're like at the core of all their streams, and that's kind of the reason I wanted to implement it in mine, because that's the thing I liked about them. And they're super friendly and open. Oh, they're Stouty222 and Aurora Lights and Clipso the Alien, and they're still to this day, like, I interact a lot with them. They did some stuff for my video, my YouTube video, which I'm working on. It's yeah, great. They're super nice people.
And if you had to choose one quality from each of them, a separate quality from each of them, that you want to try and imitate for yourself, or you want to be more like, what would those be, and who are they from?
For each one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say for Cole, that's Stouty222. I kind of want to be more like, I guess even friendlier, because he's like, he just has those like friendly older brother kind of vibes. And I kind of want to be like that too, where I just want to make everyone feel welcome, and like they can trust me, you know, because I want people to be able to like share their problems with me. I kind of want to be like a bigger sister to them.
Okay.
And then for Eclipso, I want to be like able to entertain people like him, because he's an insanely good entertainer. Like, he knows to make jokes. He knows when to like. He's such a good streamer. It's wow. He's just really good.
What makes him a good streamer? What makes him a good streamer?
The way he interacts with the game and then also chat. So like, he integrates all 3 of them really well, and that's something I want to work on, because that's kind of what I call like the content aspect, in being able to integrate all 3 of them, and he does that so well.
Give me an example where you'd be able to integrate chat and the game at the same time, because that sounds cool to me.
He kind of manages to create hype. So like, when something happens in the game that maybe we'd find pretty normal, he'd just be able to make chat freak out about it. Like, something that happens in Minecraft sometimes is when like a piglin walks off the edge and just falls to its death, which is kind of grim, to be honest. But he'd be able to like make a joke about it and make people go, "Oh, poor piglin! Oh my gosh!" You know, he just has that inherent thing that makes people excited, and that's something I want to be able to emulate.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and for the third person, for Chris, thank you. I think he has both of those qualities too that I previously mentioned. But I guess if I have to think of a separate one, it's maybe less to do with personality, but something he does really well is something that I'm still working on, like getting out on different platforms. Because Chris has a really successful social media presence, both on Twitter, on like other platforms, and especially on TikTok. He got like a bunch of people flooding in from TikTok, and I don't fully understand that platform. I'm so confused on all of it. But it's just, I think it's really cool that he managed to make content that attracted people from a different platform to follow him to Twitch. Because I like, obviously I have my Instagram account, but like if I shout out my Twitch on there, I get maybe like 2 or 3 follows from it. Not a big influx of people, even though I just reached 7,000 on the Instagram page.
Oh my
and
god!
Still, yeah, still people barely follow from that. So I kind of want to learn how to, I guess, get people from other platforms to my own on Twitch.
Yeah, because that's one thing that I need to work on myself, because I have the platforms and I have the accounts, but it's having the know-how of what to put where and when to put it there.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
I struggle with.
I think it's like having the knowledge of the platforms to be able to do it is like a big thing.
100%, and trying to understand YouTube and Twitter and Instagram all at the same time.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Exactly. It's hard. It's hard.
Okay, so excluding some of the ones that you've already said, in your opinion, what is something that you're good at, and what is something that you're bad at when it comes to your content creation? In your opinion.
Something I'm good at, I'd say, is ironically improv, because it's like whenever something happens in the game, I can kind of make something of it. I can like say something about it, and I can kind of keep talking, and I think that's pretty cool. Like having the ability to just find something, latch onto it, and then think of everything you relate to that and start talking about that. And storytelling, I think, is another big thing that I'm pretty good at. Like if I have a story, I can make it very extensive and describe it in detail, you know?
Okay.
And something I'm really bad at is when something uncomfortable happens in chat. Or like if someone does something that's against the rules but doesn't have any bad intentions, I'm very bad at dealing with it. Because like one of my rules in chat is you have to speak either English or Dutch, because those are the only languages that I know, and preferably English. And then at some point someone started saying something in Arabic, and I was like, hey, I was in the middle of a run, so I couldn't moderate, and my moderators weren't there. It's like, hey, just don't say stuff in Arabic anymore. I can't moderate it. I'm sure you were nice about it. And that person was like, oh my gosh, you're so mean. How dare you tell me not to talk in my own language? And I was like, oh my god, I'm in the middle of a run. Why are you doing this to me? But I didn't say that, by the way. I was just thinking that.
No,
it's like, just please don't do it anymore. And just stuff like that I have a hard time dealing with.
Okay. So what I'm getting from that is your moderators need to be around for every single stream that you're doing.
Yeah, but I don't currently have like a moderator who's there for every stream. I have one that's usually there, except he's on holiday now for Christmas, so he's not there. And my other moderators are like sometimes there.
We need to get more of them. Get more moderators in.
I know, but I don't want everyone to be a moderator.
Oh god. Okay. Well, what kind of content do you do now? Is it just Minecraft that you play, or what kind of? If I was to go to your page and then go, right, what does Mel do? What does she do?
It would just say like Minecraft speedrunning, Minecraft speedrunning, Minecraft speedrunning, Minecraft speedrunning, Minecraft speedrunning. Though I do like to keep my content varied. It's just that at the moment I'm very into speedrunning, and once like January and one more blog starts, I kind of want to move away from just speedrunning and do like maybe 1 or 2 speedrunning streams, and then a 1 more blog stream, and then a different stream. Like I like Among Us, stuff like that.
Okay, all right. Is it just Minecraft that you speedrun, or is it something that you would like to try and do speedrunning in other games as well?
No, I think it's just Minecraft. It's I've only vaguely seen people speedrun other games, but the element about, especially in the new version of Minecraft, that makes speedrunning so much fun is that it's not just repeating the same thing until you do it the fastest way possible. It's learn to do everything as fast as possible. At the same time, you have to improvise every time because every seed is different, and you need to be able to take an opportunity when you see it. And I think that's the most fun thing about speedrunning Minecraft.
Okay. And it's a really good question, because what games do you like to play on stream in comparison to off stream? Because obviously, when you're streaming, you're not just paying attention to the game, you're paying attention to the chat as well. So you can't do as good on what you're playing on stream as you normally would off stream. So what are some of those games?
That's totally true. I'm still pretty lame in the sense that I don't play a lot of games. But sometimes with my friends I play like Uno online, which is, oh gosh, that's a whole different like circle of hell. Have you ever played Uno online?
I have not, no.
No, it's like they have different rules than the Uno version that I'm used to. So for us, like in the Netherlands, the way we play Uno is just like, I don't know, you play the game and in like 10 to 15 minutes the game is done. Maybe 5 if it's a lucky game. But Uno online is like, every time you can't play, you have to like draw a card. But if you can't play that card in the normal game, you just, your round stops. But in the Uno online game, if you can't play the card, you have to keep drawing cards until you can play a card. So at some point you're like with 40 cards in your hand. And I've had a game take like 2.5 hours. One game.
God. That's a long time.
Insane. Yeah, it's insane. But other than that, I like Among Us a lot. I play a lot of Among Us. I love my lobby. I don't really like playing it on stream. Maybe every once in a while. It's just like talking during the rounds is hard because I like to focus. And I don't like the pressure of people watching me, especially when I'm imposter, like watching my every move. Because sometimes I mess up, and I don't like people seeing me mess up too much.
Hey, it shows that you're human, okay? It shows that you're human.
Definitely true. Definitely true.
But okay. Oh, now this one's a really good one. But before I ask you this question, you asked me a little while back about something that you've wanted to start up for yourself,
yes.
right? Do you want to talk about that, or would you like to keep that out of the public eye for the meantime?
I am totally down to talk about it.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get to that. We will get to that. But I got to try and reorder my questions so that it leads on to that well. Okay. Right. Has streaming influenced your confidence, or just how you act around people, or how you listen, or how you go about certain things outside of your online presence?
I'd say a bit, not significant though, because I think the personality I put out on stream is very similar to me in real life. It's just more enhanced. So I think the thing that I've most been doing is just being more myself, and I've been really enjoying that. But since I don't go outside too much, only my parents know.
Okay. Oh, actually, that's a really good question. How did your parents take that you started doing streaming? Like, did they understand it? And how did your friends take it? Did they know about it? Were they supportive? How was it going on? Because obviously, trying to convince my parents that this is a good idea was like trying to get blood out of a stone. Like, it was hard. Honestly, trying to get them to explaining to them that I'm going to be playing games and sharing it online, and people are going to come and watch me, and then they just replied with, "But why? They can just play it themselves."
Yeah, it's okay. I'll start with my friends, because that also corresponds with the start of my streaming. Because my friend Tim is like smarter than me, so he helped me set up Streamlabs. He's helped me set up like how everything works, because he knew way more about it than me, and he actually set up my Discord too. It's like it has a bunch of bots and stuff that I don't understand.
I don't have a clue about that.
So like, yeah, he's super smart and he's super nice. He's my main like mod. He helped me set up Nightbot. He helped me set up everything basically. He has access to every part of my channel. He's my hero. He's my rock. Other than that, I didn't really tell my friends that I was streaming, except for okay. I'm going on another side tangent, but
that's fun. That's fun.
There's a whole backstory to all of this.
No, go on, please unfold.
Okay, so I love me some Minecraft YouTubers, okay? And there's this big tournament called Minecraft Championship. And it's like this minigame tournament where they play 8 minigames, and it has a bunch of big YouTubers and streamers. So the YouTubers that I watch, they are all in this tournament. And for MCC 10, the 10th edition, they said, we're accepting some viewer teams. So what you had to do is you had to make a little video introducing yourself, and you had to do it in a team of 4. So you had to basically ask your friends. They were like, only ask your friends. Don't like have a bunch of random people in one team. We want you all to know each other and to know how to interact with each other. We want some good synergy from the event. So of course, like as anyone would do, I went on the Discord and asked some random people to be part of my team. And I ended up forming this team of like me, another girl of my age, and 2 boys, one from Australia and one from the UK. And the girl's from the United States. You actually know her because she's in One More Block too, Kat. So that's how I met Kat. And what we did is like we made the video, but at the same time we also practiced, like there's a parkour in the tournament, and we had like a map of it, so we practiced the parkour. And I was like, this was around the time I wanted to start streaming, so my very first actual stream that wasn't the giveaway was just me doing the parkour. And I convinced her like, oh yeah, you have to stream it too. So we had our first streams at the same time, and yeah, I basically kind of got her into streaming.
Oh, that's really cool.
And yeah, we started at the same time. So that's the one story that I really like, because it just makes me feel really happy that we've been here literally from the start together. Even though I only knew her for like less than a week when we did that. And now we've been like
just thrown each other in a deep end. When go you go, do it.
yeah, no, literally, her first stream I think was like 6 hours too. She just kept streaming and she kept loving it. Mine was only like 3 hours, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it just makes me really happy thinking about those first couple streams. Cat plus Mel origin story, yeah. Sorry, I was reading chat.
No, that's all right, but yeah, that's it. I never knew that. That's really cool.
Yeah, and my other friends all found me because like they have me on Discord. We have this big friend group Discord, and my Discord displayed is streaming Minecraft Championships parkour, and they all went there.
Oh, cool. Okay. And
oh, and my parents, right? That's part of the thing too. Yeah, my parents they got a bit worried when I started staying up really late. They didn't know I was doing streaming. They just knew I was doing Minecraft. Because my streams are from 12 to 3, usually around that time, sometimes even later. And they would see me like wake up in midday, and they'd be like, what are you doing? And I never hid it from them. I just didn't mention it until a while later. And at some point I think I told them when I got affiliate, so it wasn't that long. I was like, hey, yeah, no, I'm actually streaming, and I just got affiliate. And they were like, I have no clue what that is. I'm just like, sure. And then for a while, I just kind of mentioned streaming off and on. And I didn't really mention what it was. They were like, oh yeah, you're live streaming your games. Okay, cool, good for you. Because they're really supportive. They're just like, nice. And if they get worried, they're like, yeah, it would be smart if you changed it, but it's all up to you.
That's really cool. So that's really nice having having them be supportive sort of thing. But did they understand it, or how did they kind of...
no. They don't understand it at all. I mean, they understand that I'm live streaming, and that's the extent of it. What they don't, like, at some point, I got this big raid, right? Maybe a month and a half ago, I think, at this point. But, yeah, I did this, I got this big raid, and I told my dad, and okay, so the Dutch word for ass is reet. So raid and rates are very close to each other.
Oh.
So I told him I got a raid, and he was like, you got a what now?
Oh my god, I could just imagine that. Wait, hold on, you got a what? Say that again. What are you doing on that computer?
I said it in like fully Dutch, except for the word raid. And I was like, oh my god, no, Dad. And it took me like 5 times before they like even understood half of what a raid meant. They were like, okay, so the streamer sends their viewers to you, but how do they do that? Does that mean they watch you? And I'm like, no, that just means they found me on the explore page. But how do they send their viewers to you then? It's yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. And obviously now that they know what you do in a bit more detail, I'm assuming that you've spoken about it and they was just curious about it to just carry on asking you. But how do they feel about it now?
The only thing they're worried about is how late I stay up. So sometimes they're like, oh Mel, you want to work on like the times you're up? Do you want to work on what time you wake up? And I'm like, yeah. But then sometimes I even miss dinner and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'll fix it.
Oh my
God. That's one thing that I don't want to happen, is that I start missing dinner, because that's family time, you know. I don't want to retract it from family time.
Okay. And what is your streaming schedule at the moment?
It's every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, so 4 times a week, and it always starts at midnight my time, which is 6 p.m. EST, and then until I don't feel like streaming anymore, which is usually around 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes a little less.
Okay, all right. And one thing that you mentioned earlier, but have you ever hit a creator's block, or just where you just don't know what you're gonna do, and how did you get over it?
Yeah, sometimes. In October, I had 2 weeks of like not streaming because I was actually going to the UK to visit a friend. And when I got back, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get back into it? I don't want to, I'm tired, I'm this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to turn on the live button. And that's something that's always been a remedy for me. It's like, just doing it. And even if you don't feel like it, you can just end it halfway through. Just go for it, though. And that's always helped me. Which is, I think that's why maybe I'm more fit for Twitch rather than YouTube. Because I'm always the kind of person to abandon something halfway through. But if I'm live, I kind of just... I'm either live or not live. I can't abandon it halfway through. Like, I'm about to go live and I don't know. It doesn't really work like that. So that helps. What was the question again?
The question was, like, how do you get over a creator's block?
Oh, right. Yeah. No, that's it. And in terms of YouTube, I don't. I just wait for it to come back.
Oh, okay. So you just take a break from it, and then that kind of resets your mind into going into it, sort of thing. Okay. All right.
And the fact that I don't really have like a job or anything does help, because that does mean that I'm not really stressed too much. If I'm not doing the content creation, I'm usually working on like either just improving my speedrun skills, or I really like doing graphic design. So that really calms me down. So if I do graphics for my channel, then I can just tell myself, you're still being productive. You're still doing stuff for your channel. And
so you've done all of your own graphics on your channel?
Yep, I did. It's currently I still want to improve it because it's not the best, but especially the little about section is one that I really like.
Yeah, because it is broken up moderately well, actually. Just looking at it, it's simple yet colourful, and it's very informative at the same time. So, definitely a good job there. I like it.
Yeah.
But where do you see your brand or your channel or just your online presence going towards? And I don't want to know, I don't want the end goal. I don't want that, because trying to think of where you want to get to and then end it there is extremely hard. And I just want to know, what is your next big milestone in your opinion? But before you answer, I'm going to give you time to think, because one of the best bits of advice that I can give any person that's going to start streaming or has been streaming for a long time, or just started and is thinking about doing long form content, is I cannot stress how important breaks are. Because on my first day of my streaming birthday week, I decided to do a 16.5-hour stream, and I did not take a break. Well, I took very little breaks, and then I was dead for the days afterwards. So that's why nowadays I like to make it a point of taking more and more breaks. So going on from that, we're going to go have a quick 10-minute break because we've just hit the 1 hour mark.
Oh,
and
I see, yeah.
Mel can think about the answer to that question, and then we'll see you all when we get back. I want to see you get a snack, stretch your back, and you'll be right back.
Oh.
And we're back, people. Yeah, I did add some time there for a second. Just we have some technical issues, which is working on the fly. But yeah. So what's the answer to the question? That is, where is your brand, channel, and your online presence going towards as your next big milestone?
Yeah. Well, technically, my next biggest milestone is pretty close, which is 1,000 followers.
Okay.
But I think
well done, by the way, as well.
thank you. I think one thing which is I like to like set goals related to time frames, because it like makes me work harder. Gives me like a feeling of I need to do this now rather than later. So one thing I do want to achieve is like 10K before my birthday, which is it's pretty soon. It's like 6 months, so I'd have to really work hard for it. But you know, who knows? Big goals give big results, right?
Exactly. I mean, you just aim for the stars, you'll at least get to the moon.
Exactly.
That's for sure. But okay. I love this question because it makes people just... I love seeing people's reaction to this, because I know it can be hard to pick just the one. So you can pick a few if you'd like. But who, in your opinion, is massively underrated to the point of where you watch their stuff in their streams or their YouTube videos or whatever, and you think to yourself, why has this person not got like millions of viewers, and just why are they not on billboards and on the sides of buses? Why are they not everywhere? I don't understand why they haven't blown up. Who are those?
Oh, I definitely know one person that I'm like, how did he not blow up yet? So there's this person, I'm not super close to him, but he's like a nice person. His name is Latterment. It's like Later, so like later, but you say ladder, I don't know. But I think he's like around 500 followers now, and he just has that little that charisma, I guess, that you need as a streamer. It's actually pretty funny. He when I did the improv show, he was the other like finalist. So
all right.
Yeah. I just remembered that after I even said his name, but he just has that little thing that you think like, whoa, you could really make it big. He just has the thing, you know. The thing. The X Factor. The X Factor. No, I'd say it's charisma. It's I've been introduced to that concept like 2 years ago. I used to work as a writer, and for like this website, and every 6 weeks we'd have like a little meeting, and they'd invite someone like famous, because the editor works for the national TV/media outlet, so she'd be able to like get someone to come and give us some information. And this guy like works, he's on a lot of TV shows, like talk shows, and he said, if you want to be on talk shows, they'll invite you if you have that charisma, like TV charisma is what he called it. Like that's why a lot of people who don't actually know a lot about football/soccer, whatever you call it, they are still on those programs because they have the charisma, not because they know that much about football. And I've kind of taken that to heart, like, do I have that charisma? That's a question I've asked myself a lot. And yeah, he definitely has that charisma.
Okay. Is it just that one person that you want to name, or is there a few more that you think to yourself, wow, like...
I mean, the other ones I want to name are the ones I've already named before, like Calypso, Cole, Chris. They're just big inspirations. Oh, no, I do actually know one more person. Okay. So one of my friends, his name is also Chris, but it's a different Chris. His username is Motorman, and he started streaming recently. He has like about 100 followers now, and this dude is just so insanely funny. He just makes the best content. Like, if he is in my stream, I feel like my stream quality goes up, you know?
Oh, right.
I play a lot of Among Us with him because he's in like my Among Us squad. So is Ren, actually. He's in the chat right now. friend is also in the Manga Squad.
Funny
this
that.
dude is just, yeah. Motor, my guy. Exactly. Like, everyone knows Motor. Everyone loves Motor. It's just the kind of person that you'd see make it big.
Okay. All right. Sounds like I want to get Motor on his show.
Oh, definitely, you're gonna want that. He's great at talking to. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, you want him. It's like
Okay,
Motorman, and all the letters are replaced with like zeros and a 4 for an A.
Definitely send me through his username because I'm going to be sending him a message. Yeah, because
oh, you'd love to have him.
you're the second person that has actually mentioned him because earlier on I had Logic. And,
oh, Logic mentioned him too.
Yes, and then he to the answer to the question of who takes inspiration from, he actually named you as well.
Oh, really?
Because both me and him agree on this, because the first time I've ever watched one of your streams, I just could not find a single bad bone in your body. Like, you are literally as nice as anything. So it's definitely, you're on par with Dango in regards to, I don't think I've seen a single point in your streams that has lasted more than 10 seconds where you're not smiling. Just it's a great quality to have, because this is something that I said to her as well, but laughter is contagious. And even though you could just be smiling or laughing about anything, you're gonna make me smile. It happens. Honestly, it just does. Even when, like, you could turn off your camera right now, say something, and I can tell whether you're smiling or not.
Yeah, I don't do face cam a lot. Maybe I should, and then just laugh the whole time. No, but I've never really thought about laughter being contagious. That's a very good point.
It honestly is, and that'll probably be why you find that a lot of your streamers, you'd probably make their day just by being there, just by being you, and just keep on smiling the way that you have been, because that's one of the qualities that you have that I'm trying to adopt. That's one quality that I want to take from yourself as a streamer. So definitely give yourself a pat on the back for that one.
Thank you.
But what is one thing that you feel like you can always chat about, regardless of what it is? You can always fall back on it and be like, do you know what, I'm happy to talk about this thing in regards to your content.
That's a tough question. I'd say just gameplay. That's something that I do. Like, I take a piece of the gameplay or a piece of someone has said, and then from there I improvise. I don't have like one topic that I really fall back onto, I'd say. Though I do like to talk about future plans and stuff like that. I like to do this thing where I'm like, yeah, you guys, you're the OG and, you know, we're just still working towards bigger goals, kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I am. It's genuine. Like, I'm really excited about the future, and I'm grabbing this opportunity I have with both hands, you know. And that's something I say in my stream a lot.
That's good, because that actually leads on perfectly to something that we spoke about beforehand, that you actually talked to me about, which was that you wanted to start your own show of sorts, and you've asked for some advice. So what is this show? What's it about? And how can I help?
Yeah, so I had this idea because I've been getting into speedrunning a lot. And when I watched your show, this one, the one I'm on right now, is really cool. I've watched a couple of these episodes. Not fully, but like part of them. And I was like, I really like this. I just like, because I was like listening to it in the background. I sometimes put it on when I'm speedrunning. And I was like, I want to make something like this for speedrunners. Because that's another thing I'm really interested in, like learning new strategies in speedrunning and learning more stuff about speedrunners. So the idea I had is like getting on a guest like this, but it's like a speedrunner. And I asked them questions. First of all, like, I kind of want to make it into two parts, where it's like the start is about how they got started in speedrunning and a lot about them. And then the second part is a predetermined topic that we're going to be talking about, discussing, that has to do with speedrunning. So like, I'd say how to loot a village quickly, or how to find fortresses and bastions easily, bastion routing, stuff like that. Or like, I know someone who comes into my stream regularly who actually speedruns Set Seed, and I want to ask him a couple questions about like, how do you route a seed? How do you do it? Like, how do you complete the game within 3 minutes? You know, that's insane to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right. So the way that I've kind of structured this show and just this in general, is that I've just opened up sticky notes on my computer. Well, you can have sticky notes of your own, but what I've literally got is just a list of questions that I keep on a screen that I want to know the answers of. And from there, I then just embellish upon what I find interesting about that person. So, for example, like, first few questions: who is, why did you start content, what profession you currently are, or education, as a contrast to streaming, and then what made you start your second stream. But obviously, between those questions, you get to find out more about the person, and you just ask them more about them at the same time. So what I would say is, I like the whole idea of starting off as being a speedrunner's guide, I guess. So how would I structure this if I was going to do it? Oh god, see, I'll probably have a section where we're talking about who they are, and how they got to where they are, and where they want to get towards. Sorry, I'm just writing this down as well so I can possibly send you this afterwards. They want to get towards, and then, so you said there's several different strategies that you want to talk about. So how many strategies would you say that there is in regards to speedrunning?
There's a lot, actually. It just depends on how big of a topic I'm gonna pick, because like, every topic has like a subtopic, and that subtopic has like another subcategory. So it's like, you could say the Nether, but inside the Nether there's different structures. And in the category of structures, there's fortresses and bastions. Inside of fortresses and bastions, you could do a bunch of different stuff, like strategies to kill blazes, how you deal with wither skeletons, how you route them, like how you quickly get from one side to the other. And I need to figure out like how big the topic, I want to make the topics, and then if they're going to be big enough to use for a live show.
So now that actually really does help out, because you're going to have to, what I would do if I was you is I would sit down with a notepad in front of me or a PowerPoint presentation and just create a flow chart of who they are, how they got there, where they want to get towards, favorite strategies, right? And then see what their favorite strategies are. And obviously, let's just say that you want to go with the one that you just mentioned, which was the Nether, and I'd have that as a main subject. And then from there, you would split that one off into several different areas and have all of this open on one screen so you can look at it. You can always go back to it. So that way, if they're talking about, oh, I like my strategy about going to the Nether and then doing the bastions in this specific way, and then you go, oh, cool, so they're going to the Nether, they're going to the bastion, this is their way of doing it. And obviously you've got your own way of doing it, which I assume you're going to speak to them about, because you would probably say something on the lines of, oh, I like doing this way, why do you not do it that way, why do you do it your way, have you tried doing it this way, sort of thing. So there is definitely that. And then obviously you can break apart, so you got the Nether, you got overworld, you got villages, you've got the end, you've got, oh god, how to get ender pearls, trades, different foods that you want to pick up along the way, all things like that. Write all of them down, because it's very easy to forget all of them. Because when I started doing this, I didn't have this little sheet here that I currently use. My cheat sheet is actually what I call it, because it is just a bunch of bullet points. That's what it is, just random words, and then I kind of go off of there and just embellish. But I'm constantly adding things to it. Like I'm adding things that people have given me great ideas about. Like, for example, There was one streamer that said, I can't remember who it is, but they said that they raided someone, and the person that they raided had a small video of clips and just a compilation of funny things that happened in a stream that shows off who they are to the raid party, so that way they can just go, what's up raiders, how's it all going, here you go, here's a clip of who I am, and it just played it on stream, and then it showed obviously the raiders who they are, and the ones that liked it stayed. But that, to me, brilliant idea.
Yeah,
and that's definitely something that I want to try and get done. But I definitely think you having something similar to that open would massively help you out in regards to setting out the goals of your show. Like, how long would you say you'd want to run it on for?
probably between an hour and a half.
Because that will also help you out with the duration of it. Because at the same time that I'm doing all of these questions, I'm also monitoring time. So the way that I wanted to run it, this segment is I'll try and rapid fire a lot of the questions that I had, so I can get on to the questions that you had, because I want to help out. And if it's the very little knowledge that I have, I'll pass it on to you, because you want to do something and I like what you want to do, because I have no idea about speedrunning. And in watching you speedrun, I was like, I want to try that. And
yeah, it's in my streams a lot of the time I get literally the same question: tips for a beginning speedrunner. And I'm not that good. I want to amplify the voices of people who actually know what they're doing, rather than me kind of like learning from them tiny pieces.
But that's the thing, that you're in a perfect position, because you've already started doing part of what you want to do, and new speedrunners can really relate to you, because like you said, you've only just started doing it, and I can't see myself being the same as Dream, but I can see myself being almost as good as you. Obviously nowhere near that, because I've tried it and I've failed miserably, but you've certainly taught me a few techniques that have made my ending time a lot shorter. So you're in a perfect position now where you want to be, between not knowing, and being extremely good at what you're doing. But yeah, that's definitely good. And if you want to do, I mentioned it to you earlier actually, whilst it was in a break time, but if you want to do like a trial run, or if you wanted to try it, I would be more than happy to appear on something similar to this on your channel, if you wanted to start off, just to get a feel for it, because you're not going to find your footing up until you've done it a couple of times, and after that you're going to get a feel for it. But what are some of the things that are, how do I put it, there's a reason why you haven't started doing it, right? But what do you feel is holding you back from doing it?
It's this thing that I have with a lot of stuff, actually. It's the same thing that at first held me back from starting YouTube or Twitch. It's the feeling that I don't quite grasp how I'm going to be able to do it. Like, I have a vague idea of what I want, but I don't have the full thing, like, this is how I'm going to make it happen. Because that's for me, it's like the two parts of doing something is always, first, like, you need to know exactly what you want to do, and then you need to know how you're going to get to it. So right now I'm in the phase of like, how do I get to it before I ask people, because I don't want to ask people and then not know what I'm doing, because then I'm going to feel anxious, and if I feel anxious during the show, it's going to go worse, and I'm going to feel more anxious because it's going bad, and then it's going to go even worse.
The snowball effect. No, I 100%, no, I get that. Yeah, that's why I think, and again, this is completely down to you. I'm here if you want some help, if you want to try it, just to see what it goes like. Having that extra person there could possibly help you. And I think it'd be hilarious of me speaking to someone that's genuine speedrunner, like not a genuine speedrunner, that's a really bad way of wording it, but
no, I know what you mean, like someone who's been very experienced in it.
Yeah, an experienced speedrunner and an intermediate speedrunner, and then, well, I wouldn't even say a runner for me, but I think that would be hilarious of you asking all of these amazingly technical questions, and there's me like, so what would you mean you can like, what, you can fly a boat so you don't die, what, like honestly. But yeah, no, definitely. And I've recently been helped out with a bit of software that's definitely going to help you out, and it is free as well, in regards to video software sort of thing. But yeah, that'd be really cool. Right, do you have any other questions?
I think one of my issues is also that I don't fully know, like, okay, the question about questions was one that I had, but at the same time I don't fully know what part I don't fully know. Sounds really weird, but
no, that does make sense, because you mentioned it earlier, and I feel like you don't quite realize that you've already got the answer for it, because you've said to me that when you have a creator's block, when you don't know what you're going to do, you find the best way to get over it is to just press go and just get on with it and just roll with the punches as they come. So you've got the solution already. You just got to do it.
I think the biggest issue for me is, like, I've recently got in contact with a lot of people. They're like big in the speedrun community. It's like I got a raid from Kurbana. You probably don't know who these people are. Kurbanas and Nice Twice. Those are both previous world record holders, and they have tens of thousands of followers. And they're willing, like, they follow me on Twitch now. So that means I could hypothetically ask them. I just feel way too scared to do so.
Yeah. And, I mean, don't be, honestly. Like, I love asking people that oh god, right, let me shout you out quickly. The person that I'm speaking with is Melizsa, and she is an amazingly heartwarming, smiling continuously Norwegian?
Dutch.
Yes. Dutch. An amazing Dutch PogChamp speedrunner that I'm currently interviewing, Varys. But yeah, I got completely sidetracked. I don't even know what I was talking about beforehand. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, so like, even with this show, I've spoken to, at the moment, it's just contacts of contacts and people that I know already. I'm getting around my close circle currently. But that has not stopped me from approaching what people would say a lot of bigger streamers. Because it's quite simple. All you have to do is send a message. Whether they get back to you or not, that's a different matter. But it's a case of they're only a message away. And what's the worst that's going to happen? They might not read it. Move on to the next person. And it sounds like you have got a lot of people that are behind you on this speedrunning. It sounds like the whole speedrunning community is strong and tight-knit. And I like that, really, because that could really work in your advantage, especially in this. But yeah, I think me and you have a sit down, and then we'll get through this, and I reckon we can get this up and running very quickly, like quicker than you might think.
I hope so.
Definitely. But right, what I'll do now is, whilst Mel thinks about the question I'm going to ask her, I'll take some questions from the audience. So spam those questions in there that you want to ask Mel. But whilst chat is spamming some questions in there, Mel, I've been asking you a lot of questions for this past hour and 43. And I think it's only fair that you get to ask me some questions about whatever you'd want to know about me or whatever. Within reason, you have no holes barred. What would you like to know?
You're catching me off guard. I haven't thought about this.
But there's actually a question from... Go on.
Can I ask? Or yeah, I kind of want to know how you got into streaming. Like the two questions you asked me, like how I got into streaming and like the difference between the first and the second time streaming. I really want to know your experience in those.
Okay. So the reason why I got into streaming is because myself and Jets had a Minecraft world on the Xbox where we started it at the beginning of the first lockdown, called we called it COVID Town, and it was just funny and like, whatever. And each build that we were doing, I was just thinking, oh my god, like this is looking amazing. And we did more and more builds, and then it got to one point where we did this huge aqueduct through the city and this massive like reservoir of water, all in Minecraft, all functioning. And I was just getting more and more excited for each time I logged on and built something. And I said to Jets, I was like, yo, like this is so cool, like I want to show people. And he was like, oh, why don't you stream it? And I was like, so what's that? And then he set me up, and I went live. And then within the first, I don't know, I think the first stream, I think maybe one person turned up, and he was quite active. He was saying hello all the time, and we was chatting, and it was quite cool. And then the second time, the reason why I started my second stream is I was curious about that person because I didn't know who they were, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I wonder if anyone else is going to turn up. And then more people did turn up. So that's the reason why I started streaming. I wanted to show off the builds that me and myself and Jets were building on COVID Town. Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
But, right. A question from the audience. Have you ever looked at getting sponsored, or have you tried to get sponsored?
I don't think I have. No. I always have this thing where I'm like, no, I'm not big enough. I'm not that big of a streamer, you know.
Really?
I'm kind of waiting for opportunities to come towards me instead of me going towards opportunities, which is one of my weaknesses, I think.
I
like creating new stuff, but I don't like getting out there too much.
Okay. And okay. Oh, I like this. But do you have any special talents connected to streaming, if there are any? Then if not, just in general.
I'd say my positivity. I think that's one that I really like. I actively make sure it's there, and make sure that it's in my content. Just staying positive and staying happy, and kind of like just a safe space. I guess that's what I want to create in my content. Oh, and also I think my just creativity. I like to think I'm a very creative person. Like I'm constantly starting stuff and organizing stuff. Like the podcast, I'm also currently looking at like creating a streamer speedrun event, for which I'm like looking around which speedrunners I can get to join in, and I like organizing events and stuff. I want to organize like a competition where it's like teams of two go like speedrun the same world, and the first person to kill the dragon wins. And it's all like live streams and stuff. That's what I'm looking into organizing. But like I'm constantly thinking of stuff to do. Like if you don't know, I started speedrunning because I always thought, oh, I'm not good enough for speed. Just like I have with everything else. I'm like, oh no, I'm just not good enough to be top level.
Until you try.
Well, the thing is, I didn't just start trying it. What I saw was Illumina, who's a very big speedrunner. He did an all advancement speedrun, which means that you're speedrunning Minecraft and you need to get every single advancement, which is hard. And it took him almost 15 hours. And I thought it was really interesting, so I watched this video and I was like, you know what? I think I have a real chance if I practice enough to improve that. Whereas with normal speedrunning, I was like, there's no way, even if I practice, I get a world record. So it's like, you know what I'm gonna do? And that's literally what I said to my stream. One day I just went on my stream, I was like, you know, I've seen this video, what I'm gonna do, from now on, I practice speedrunning in the month of November, then in the month of December, I practice every single advancement, and then at the end of December, I'm doing an all advancements run, which is like, with my talent, probably about 15 to 20 hours, if I end up finishing it. And then before that, there's like a couple hours of finding a good seed too. So I kind of just started it. And then when I was doing in November, when I was doing my speedrunning, I got like raided by 2 speedrunners like Nicewise and Corbanos. And that meant that a bigger part of my audience was starting to get interested in speedrunning. People found me through speedrunning. And I grew with like, in that time, I grew about 600 followers, and I'm at 900 now. So 2/3 of my followers just came from my time speedrunning, and then suddenly I was this staple part of the speedrunning community that I didn't even mean to happen. It just kind of came about, and I'm there now.
Wow.
And now people know me, and I know a bunch of different people.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
wow.
it's just something that came from a random idea in my head. Like, I want to do this, and I'm gonna do it. And I think that's one of my strong suits, I guess.
I think that you've got a lot of potential, and I feel like you're stopping yourself from taking that first step. And I feel like like I said earlier, you know the answer already because you've already answered it yourself. You just have to press that go button. You just go and then run with it, because just like with your speedrunning and just like with your streams, if you don't know, go for it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to learn along the way.
Yeah. Also, friend, that's not true. I don't get up to 80 followers. That's an overstatement.
Oh my god. Well, that is pretty insane. I can guarantee you probably got to a lot more than that.
I mean, in total, yes, but not per stream. Definitely not per stream.
Oh god. Okay. Right. Do you have any more questions for me? Like I said, within reason, no holes barred.
Yeah, I'm interested. Have you ever thought about starting like a YouTube channel or something on a different platform?
I actually have got a YouTube. Well, actually, I've got 2 YouTube channels.
Give me a name.
Well, I have my main channel, which is the 8th one, and my secondary channel, which is the 8th one _archive. Because on the archive one,
where they go.
Yeah, that's where all of this long form content is gonna go, and that's where this is gonna end up. And
you got my sub, sir.
Thank you very much. But eventually, when I managed to, I can't wrap my head around video editing. I just can't. I tried it once. I just ended up getting a headache and then going to sleep. Right?
Oh yeah, it's really hard.
When I eventually do manage to find someone that will put up with me and help me edit some videos, or possibly edit some videos for me, that's where that short form content is going to go. Is going to go on my main channel on YouTube. But for the time being, long form, which is all of these episodes, they're all going to go on the 8th one archive.
Cool, yeah. I might put some on during my speedruns.
Awesome. Yeah, there's quite a few there. They're all ranging in times depending on how much energy the other person has. I think my longest one so far is like 6.5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. Yeah,
100%. How long am I gonna be here for?
But do you have a Minecraft server?
I don't have a Minecraft server. I do have, okay, technically I have one, but it's more like, it's a server that I use for like my ideas and for recording stuff. It's not a public server, basically.
Oh, so it's just a locally run server.
it's one that I got from like one of those websites. I don't really know how it works, but it's like it has a whitelist because I just use it when I need a place to go. Like you can't use plugins on your normal Minecraft, so I use it there.
Oh, okay.
Remember when that was us, right? When we did the speedrun together?
Yes.
Yeah, we did on that server.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I have one of the viewers at the moment, Mr. Renegade. He's running his own. Well, he's been running his own servers for the past 17 years. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you might be interested. Anyway, that's enough of that. But any other questions from the audience? If we have any, and anything else you'd like to know, Mel? I like asking these questions at the end because it doesn't give a lot of people a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, okay. No. I have another question for you. I know you mentioned like that video editing was super confusing, which is true. But what's holding you back from like really diving into it and learning it?
Time.
Makes sense. Yeah, do you have like a day job?
Yeah, I do, yeah. and I'm classified as a key worker, and my day starts at 5 a.m. and I think on average I get home about 7 p.m.
Oh my gosh. If you don't mind if you don't mind telling, what kind of work do you do?
I deal with the best way to describe it is the company that I work for puts into a house or an empty space everything that will turn into a home. So we'll deal with everything apart from the walls and the ceilings and the counters, like the kitchen countertops. Like we'd do all of the appliances, we'd do all of the flooring, whether that be like in a bathroom or the living room or the bedrooms or the stairs, and then all of the furniture, so whether that be beds or sofas or TVs and all the rest of it. So yeah, that pretty much.
Do you do like the physical putting in the tiles and stuff like that, or do you more like are you kind of the person who gets it done? Oh, you do the physical stuff?
Yeah, quite literally.
That must be really tiring.
I'm covered in scars everywhere, and yeah, but honestly, it can be. We do everything from delivering to installing and even removing all of the things. So I'm actually qualified. Carpet fitter and flooring fitter, and Jonesy in chat is also one of those that works with me as well. But yeah, that's what I do for a day job, and that's why I can't quite wrap my head around and get the time to wrap my head around video editing. Otherwise, I would jump straight on it, because I want to get so much of content out there. It's just I don't know how. But
yeah, no, that's understandable.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work streaming. That's like I always thought it was like, oh, every once in a while you go live, every once in a while you check stuff. But now that I don't have a job and I'm still busy all day, I'm like, okay, I can see how this is a full-time job.
Yeah, that's the thing, because a lot of people don't realize that, like, even now, right, what people don't see. So people just see this nice pretty frame, and then they see the kitty in the corner, and they see the chat, and this is all very nice to the viewer, but to the streamer, they've got to monitor so many things at the same time. Like, I'm monitoring sound levels, I'm checking Discord for people sending me messages, I've got you open on another tab, I'm checking to see how long this has been going on for, I'm checking the chat at the same time, and also the lighting and how the environment sounds, whether I have to change anything with that. There's a lot that goes on behind scenes, and the same as YouTube. For that 20 minutes or for that 10-minute clip that you see, there's quite easily minimum of 6 hours of work that's gone behind it, with video editing and all the rest of it. There's just a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's true. I have like one video which I made, and it took so long because it's like an Among Us video, so I did all the subtitling of what everyone said. It's, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
that's
much.
just it. There's so much that goes on behind it, and like I
Yeah.
said, I tried video editing once, and the only thing that I recognized when I opened up the software was the minus, the restore button, and then the X at the top right. That was literally it. The rest of it was just mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that. I've got a lot of experience in Photoshop, and then like a couple years ago I switched to Premiere for like a school project, so I learned it from there. But then now I switched to a free software, so I had to learn like half of it again. But I was lucky because I had like the ground knowledge, I guess, to get started. So that did save a lot of time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I didn't really have that through my college and school time, so for me it'd be starting from zero. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really confusing. I have the same thing like with Photoshop. I remember just looking at it for the first time, and I immediately just gave up. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna learn that." And then I got a reason to learn it, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll do it." Yeah. So it's definitely with every software that's like related to each other, you learn a new thing.
Oh, 100%. That's the thing, because I know that there's a lot of similarities between different software that just go over across all of them.
You'd be surprised. It's like certain concepts that you kind of just need to learn, and they apply to every single thing. Like the concept of layers is something that you have in video editing, photo editing, etc. Then there's masks, which you again have in different things. Fonts, dude. I tell you, if I tell you, fonts are the most important thing anywhere. They definitely are. I love me some fonts.
Why? Okay, go on. Why?
A font just makes the difference between quality and looking terrible. You know, a font, it can make a brand. It can make anything. Like if you use Comic Sans, I will never have respect for you. It's
you heard
very
it here
important.
first, ladies and gentlemen. Arial black is the way forwards. Do not use Comic Sans.
You know, I love me some New Times Roman.
Oh.
Times New Roman? No, it's Times New Roman. Yeah, that's
Times
it.
New Roman. Oh my god, what's that other one that's literally just like star circle #shoe? What's that one?
The starter one?
It's just, yeah, I think it's just one of
There's Calibri, there's Ariel, there's
Wingdings.
Oh, Wingdings.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
it's I use this website called Da Font, which it like even sorts in like copyright, so you can sort it so it only shows non-copyrighted fonts. And it's so
that's pretty
good.
Cool. Ooh. Okay. All right. I'll give that a look.
You totally should. It's so good. Yeah, that's one of my other passions. It's creating visual stuff, I guess. I'm still learning Stream, because Stream is more animation, and I'm very used to just flat form design.
That does make sense. It does make sense. There's actually one thing that I've been trying to do that, well, I say I'm trying to do, I've been thinking about doing, I never really got round to it, and I don't really know where to start with it, is YouTube thumbnails. Because
I love making those.
Oh, do you? Well, have I got the job for you?
I would love to make a thumbnail for you. It's just that the only thing that I have an issue with is the fact that fonts need to be so big that I always make them too small. That's my only issue. But other than that, I love making thumbnails.
I'll tell you what then. I'll tell you what. How about you make the YouTube thumbnail for this video?
Ooh.
And then
Okay.
I will try and use that same thumbnail idea to make it across all the rest of them. You're gonna have to show me how, but I like the idea. I want to do it.
That's gonna be a tough job. But I got you.
Okay, all right. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, Mel. Honestly.
Same here.
And I hope that you've had a fun time here, and you've had your questions answered. But this has been episode 14 of Infectious Thoughts, and it has been an absolute pleasure yet again. If you're watching this now and you've only just come in to the end of it, have no worries. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube. My links to YouTube are in my About Me section. Go to the 8th One archive. That's where you're going to find all of these episodes, and that's where you're going to find both of my YouTube channels. This is going to be uploaded, fingers crossed, tonight. Fingers crossed, depending on the upload speeds. But if you're watching this on YouTube, have no worries, ladies and gentlemen, because my links and Mel's links are going to be in the description down below. So make sure you give her a massive follow. Go see her in the stream. So tell her, yo, Tav sent me. He said, you're quick. Done. That's it, really. But honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure, Mel. And what we'll do now is we'll end this here, just so I can end the recording. And afterwards, I'll take all these lovely viewers to a raid to a person of your choice.
Oh my.
If you have one. But from myself and from Mel for now, to our next episode, peace out.